All of you have had that one special girl that you really liked. You somehow got her Snapchat, phone number, or Instagram, and you guys started to chat. Things seemed to be going pretty well in chat, but then you notice she started to get dry. As a last-ditch effort because you're scared she'll leave, you decide to ask her out. She unfortunately rejects you, and now you're confused as to what went wrong. Now, just to give you guys a quick disclaimer, I never recommend going for a girl that didn't work out. In my opinion, you should always go for new girls instead of trying to reframe with older ones. But what if I told you there is a way to get this girl back? I'm gonna go over those exact points, so just make sure to watch till the end. The first thing you need to do is pull back and disappear from her life. Most of the time, you guys are so inexperienced that you don't understand that overexposure can lead to a reduction in attraction. Even if she did have a lot of interest up front, you essentially messed it up by not making a move. The objectively correct thing to do from this point forward is to just pull back all your attention. And instead of repeatedly trying to contact her over and over again after she rejected you, you have to fully remove yourself and allow your absence to be noticed. This process can take an undetermined amount of time. Sometimes she'll notice in a week, a month, sometimes even 2 years. Understand there's no guarantee, but ultimately this is the best way moving forward. By pulling back your attention, you're essentially saying this: I'm only going to talk to you under the condition that there'll be something. I'm not going to just be friends, so if that's what you want, I'm sorry, but I don't want it. Remember guys, you don't say this directly the way I just explained it. Your absence accomplishes the exact same thing. That's as simple as it gets for the first step you need to take. Now let's get into the difficult step, which is to reframe her opinion of you. Let's just be honest about it guys. There is a reason that she rejected you. Even if she liked you initially, there's something about you that wasn't quite good enough yet. The most important part is the initial interest. If you have at least that, there's always things you can do to reframe the scenario to essentially show that you've changed or improved. The first thing you need to do is revamp your social media. Most of you younger guys don't take much care into your social media presence. One of the easiest ways to show change is by getting rid of any old pictures you have on your social media. Any type of picture where you're acting goofy or paints you in a negative light should be removed. Realistically guys, you should only have about 5 to 10 pictures on your social media at any time. If you're really trying to get the best profile possible, it would be professionally taken photos. Even this right here is an X factor, since so few guys actually take this step. Once you get the pictures taken care of, the next step is posting quality stories. Ideally, what you should be doing is doing cool things and making sure to record it in the form of a story. The best case scenario is you're recording the most fun part of the event. Random examples, let's say you're going skiing or snowboarding. When you're at the top of the mountain, you take a story of the view. The next story you take is one of the most fun parts or the most scenic parts. This accomplishes a couple things. The first is shows a tidbit of your life that you're displaying to be extremely fun. The second part is that you have good taste in what you choose to do in your spare time. If even one moment of your life is this much fun, imagine what the rest of it could look like. This is the psychology of the situation anyway. Essentially, you're being calculated with how you display yourself to the outside world. People tend to view you differently based on social media. They remember what they see, not what you actually do. You can use this to make your life seem much more exciting than it actually is. And before you guys jump and say that's manipulative, just remember this. Girls will go on vacations that their parents paid for and they'll take thousands of pictures when they're on the trip. Then, what they'll proceed to do is post pictures throughout the year of when they were on that trip. You notice how even though you know she's not going on that trip all year, it paints this perception that she does this all the time. Girls are masters of this concept, guys. They manipulate all the time. Don't be ashamed to do the same thing. Now, what usually ends up happening is when you post one of those stories, she'll usually like one of them. She may even message you off of it. And this brings me to the third point, which is to re-engage when she gives you the opportunity. Girls will very rarely be direct when they're trying to re-engage you. The easiest and least risky way for them to re-engage is generally through a story. Everyone posts stories. What's the big deal if I like his story? Now it's up to you to understand that that's a real signal and that you should act on it. Don't miss this opportunity, guys. Girls are very finicky with how they engage. 99% of the time, a girl is not going to come up to you and say, I like you, let's do something. For that reason, always take the risk and immediately message them and say, it was super fun, come with me next time. I'll see you this Saturday. Or let's do it. Remember guys, when girls like your story, it's an indicator of interest. If a girl is genuinely creeped out by you, she will never give you anything you can latch onto. Girls are really good at putting up a wall when they don't want their actions to be perceived as attraction. For this reason, you should always act on these types of signals. Now guys, as a final disclaimer, even if you do all of these things, it's not a guarantee that the girl will come back. All I've done is outline the best possible strategy you should use. It's important to keep in mind though, all the things I told you in this video are extremely effective at getting new girls in the door. It never hurts to display a fun lifestyle, and it's always going to work to your benefit when you have a good quality social media presence. That wraps up this video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any video suggestions, please comment down below. I'll have an extended version of this video on Patreon for those of you that want the best value. I'll see you guys in the next one.